Hello again. Thanks for joining me. I'm Maurice and I've been thinking about my past. You know, the things that I remember about my past, and it brings me great joy and satisfaction. Things that I've achieved. I can still remember the time I represented England as an international gymnast in 1961. I got cap for England. This is the cap. I thought I'd show it you. That's the only cap I got. But that was 61 years ago. And I represented England in Germany, in Stuttgart. And this is the badge that we clipped onto our tracksuit. I've still got it. I've had this for 61 years now. I don't look at them. They're sat in a cupboard, and maybe once in 20 years I'll look at them or show somebody. But it's a nice memory of the past. I have a wonderful memory of the time God sent Joni and me to New York. Joni had visions, and God told us to go to New York and look at certain buildings because they were significant for the future. And one of them was the Twin Towers, 13 years before they collapsed or they were detonated. So I've got fond memories of that trip and looking at the buildings that God showed us to look at as being prophetic, and many things have happened, proving that it was a true prophecy. However, there are things that I'd rather forget. There's things I wish hadn't happened, and things I'm ashamed of. There's things I don't talk about. I would be embarrassed if people knew about them. They're buried, but I can remember them, and I'm ashamed of them. Well, these memories are common to all. Everyone in the world has good memories and bad memories. They're not all bad, and they're not all good. We have both memories. What I've learned over the years is the past is only a memory in my mind. It doesn't exist physically. If I couldn't remember an incident, good or bad, it wouldn't be real to me. I wouldn't feel the joy and I wouldn't feel the pain. So if it's only a memory in our mind, it's up to us how we manage our memories. This is what I want to talk about. So what are you doing about your memories? How are you managing them? Are you still talking about your old life with its pain and hurts? Well, your old life died and is hid with Christ in God. We're new creatures now, so we say. Well, of course we remember the bad times as well as the good in our past. We need to, because without it we don't have a testimony. If you couldn't remember where you've come from, you've no testimony. But the pain, the hurt, the resentment, the anger from our past memories should have left us long ago if we're believers. We should be able to rejoice in the trials and the things we've been through, because that's made us what we are. And nothing happened by chance. It wasn't the devil. God allowed it. It may have been the devil, but God allowed it to bring us to this place, bring us to salvation. So we should look back without anger, without pain, without resentment, without hurt. That's how you manage the bad memories. Of course, the good memories, you have to be careful you don't get proud. Well, this is what Paul told the believers in Colossians 3, verse 1 to 3. So it's conditional, it doesn't apply to everyone. If you are risen with Christ, seek those things above, where Christ sits on the right hand of God. Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth. For ye are dead, and your life is hid with Christ in God. That pain and the hurts of the past are hid with Christ in God. So you have no excuse to talk about the past with any resentment, with any hurt, with any anger. So let's go forward in our walk with God, not looking back but pressing on towards the mark. It's a walk of faith. You walk forward, you don't walk backwards. That's contrary to how God made you. Nobody should walk backwards. Well, I'm going to leave you with a chorus that I learnt many years ago when I was ministering with a lady called Gwen Shaw in Canada. It was a camp meeting and we were ministering together. And she gave a testimony. God gave her this song after she'd lost her beloved husband. She was in anguish. I caught the pain as she was telling the story. She was reliving it, although it was a few years ago. And I think that the tears came down her face as she was explaining it. She was sat at the piano, absolutely devastated, tears streaming down her face. And God spoke to her and gave her these words. And she's a pianist, so she wrote music too, these words, and sang it. And I often bring it up in our fellowship. This is what it says. Don't look back. It's God talking. Don't look back. There's nothing behind you. Don't look back. Leave the past behind you. Place your trembling hand in mine and turn your face into the wind. And she said that's the wind of adversity. Don't hide. Place your trembling hand in mine and turn your face into the wind. And don't look back, my beloved. Don't look back. That's God entreating us. Don't look back. There's nothing behind you. We're going on with God. Well, the time's gone. Have a wonderful forward-looking week and keep thinking.